Hey guys, how's it going? So welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be unboxing and going over this webcam. And it is from the brand called AI Coco. They sent this out to me to pretty much test out. This is their 2K resolution camera, and it also has AI face tracking technology, so it's a bit different. I'm going to unbox it and kind of go over its little features and stuff like that. So let's begin. Okay, so let's go over the contents of the box. So the first thing we have is the instructions. They chose a unique color scheme going with gray on black, so I don't know, very strange. Then we have our power cable, which is a USB type A to USB type C, and it's about 60 inches long. And then the last thing is the camera. So I'll go over this now. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of go over what is on this camera. So we're actually going to start right there, that top little hole right there. That is an indicator light. When it's powered on, it's red. And then if you're actually using the face tracking technology stuff, it actually turns green when that is on. And then the little hole right below that is an onboard microphone. And I'll give you a sample of how that sounds. So this is what the onboard microphone sounds like on this camera. So from what I can tell, it does not sound that good, so sorry. So in my personal opinion, I really wouldn't recommend using the onboard microphone. So over here is where you have your camera, and it's a 2K camera, and it can record up to 25 FPS. Well, that's what the box says. The manual actually says it goes all the way up to 30 FPS, so kind of getting conflicted ideas there. I'll probably look into that more later. And then 2K, so it's 2560 by 1440p, so, and it can go pretty much from there all the way down to 160 to 120p if you actually need it that low. And then this thing is actually kind of set up how like a gimbal is. It has two brushless motors in it, so the one in the where the camera is connected actually has a 42-degree range of motion, and then the one in the stand right here actually has 180, so when it's actually unlocked, it can kind of spin pretty good. But it can pretty much follow me across my whole room if I needed to. And then it also has a built-in like tilt in that if you're going to actually use the top of your monitor, or even if you're using a stand. And then on the bottom here is where the bottom little flap thing would come down to, say, hook it onto the back of a monitor to help, you know, level it out. And then on the very bottom there's a 1/4-inch nut, so if you're going to use a stand, that will just screw right in there, or even a tripod. Let me lock this, it's gonna get annoying swinging around. And then the last thing here is you have your USB type C port to pretty much power it. So the next thing I'm going to do is pretty much show you how to set it up on top of your monitor and on a stand. So now I'm going to show you how to set up the camera. In the first place, I'm going to show you how to set it up is onto the back of your monitor. It is actually really simple. So the only thing you got to do is make sure your camera is locked. You don't want it loose and turning while you're trying to set it up. And then you just want to open this up and then just set it onto the top of your monitor like that and close it to where it feels secure. And then plug in your USB cable, and then take the USB type C side and plug it in over here. And then all you gotta do is unlock it and then just make sure it's facing your way. I really actually wouldn't recommend using this way because I don't know if it's just my monitor. It actually kind of gets side heavy from this cord and easily kind of flops over to the side. So I would actually recommend using a stand like I have. So to use that, all you gotta do is close that bottom. I'm gonna turn it off for a second. We'll unplug it, and then I'm gonna make sure it's locked again. And then all I'm gonna do is screw this onto that 1/4-inch nut. Just like that. And then all I gotta do is plug it in over here. And then I can change my tilt and whatever else I need to do. So that's pretty much it. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to set this camera up in Streamlabs. I would show OBS, but as you can see down here, I'm actually using OBS to record. So it's pretty much the same thing. So let's just boot up this. As you can see, I have no capture device right now. So all I'm going to do is go over to the plus right there. Click on video capture device. I'm going to clear this out and name it what the camera is. So add source, and then I'm going to just change it to this code right here for this is pretty much what the camera is. And then the last thing I'm going to do is change this to custom. As you see, there is a watermark, and I kind of don't like watermarks, so all I'm going to do is move that out of the way like that. So that's pretty much it. So let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so now I'm going to go over the gestures for the AI tracking. There's 3 of them, and they're actually really simple to remember. So to pretty much start the AI tracking, all you got to do is this, and a green light turns on the camera, and then it will pretty much follow your face wherever it goes. If I stand up, it will go up. So there's that. Let me center this back. Okay, the second gesture is the zoom in, and you just do this, and it zooms in twice. And then to get it to zoom back out, you just do the same thing again. And the last gesture is to pretty much stop the tracking, and all you got to do is do that, and it will not track you anymore. Okay, so now I'm going to go over some of the things I would feel like would actually improve this camera a lot. And the first thing is bump the FPS up to 60 would be really nice. 25 or 30 or whatever it is in this camera is actually not really enough. It would actually make this a lot more smoother. I can actually see a lot of blur and stuff like that, which kind of gets annoying to me. I can kind of see my lips moving out of sync of what I'm saying, so yeah. So the last thing I would think would be really neat for a webcam is actually being able to upgrade it. Like how like DSLRs and stuff, you can change the lenses out and stuff like that. It'd be actually really neat to have a webcam where you could actually change some of the functionality of it and stuff like that. Would be pretty cool, but I really do not see that ever happening either. So that's just my thoughts. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to talk about is the price of this webcam. And you can find this listed on Amazon for around $170, so it's actually not too bad for a 2K webcam. So if you're actually interested in purchasing one of these, I will leave a link down below. And that's pretty much going to be it for today. So let's finish up. So that's going to be it for today's video, and I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, please drop a like. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing, and that's going to be it. So see you all in the next one.